Hey, how you doing? I am okay. I got a birthday coming up, so I figured I would just talk about what I like and what I don't like about aging. I don't like anything about aging, so that's about that. I've learned a few things, I guess. You know, that old adage about I wish I, knew then what I know now. But, your experiences make you who you are, and you kind of have to go with it, don't you? So, you just take the good with the bad. I used to look at older people and I would feel sorry for them. I thought, look at that, bless their heart. Now I see somebody older and I'm like, that's a tough son of a gun, because you got to be made out of good stuff to make it into your older years. So, that's about all I got to say about that. I was going to play you a song. Every once in a while I think the goal as a Nashville writer is they've taken away so many possibilities of making money now. There's almost no way to make money unless you get a radio single. So they've made it very hard. Streaming doesn't make anything. Record sales are a no-go. So it's really just radio single. And, a professional writer, I suppose the idea is to try to write songs for the radio, but I've never done that. I just write songs that I love. But there are some times when you have to make a conscious decision. And I remember I had this idea. I had I think 2 verses and maybe 3 verses. I had a lot of it done when I went in with this idea. But the caveat I said was, you have to say goodbye to any possibility at all of getting a radio single. And, if we're lucky, maybe we can get this on film or TV, but this is not a song for radio, which makes me love it even more. When you kind of draw a line through, the possibilities of, okay, radio single, it gives you a lot of liberty to do things that you wouldn't be able to do if in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, Tim McGraw may like this down the road or whatever. But you're able to, once you just go, that's never going to happen, it gives you a lot of leeway to say anything you really want to say, which I've always been pretty brave and straightforward with my songs, making records. And I've always, the 2 most valuable things that ever happened for me was, one was getting sober, and the other was starting to write songs for my records instead of trying to predict what a country star may want to hear. I've never been good at that. Those 2 things helped my career more than anything else. So, that said, I'm just going to play you the song because I love it, and then I'll go over the lyrics like I always do, because that's the fun part for me is the words. But I will say that the music is pretty fun. I wrote this with Drew Kennedy and Andy Skib. My affliction, sold my addiction. I'm a man of my convictions, still learning all the rules. Got a southern disposition, it comes out in my diction. I'm more fact than fiction, probably 12% of booze. I'm tired of you. Tired of you. Tired of you. Tired of you. I'm not every everybody's flavor. I'm more knock it back than saber. Ain't nobody here in danger, man. I'm just here to keep it cool. I ain't into no transition to a higher up position. There's a lot of brain cells missing in the deep end of the pool. I'm tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. He's got some blinders on, so I'm just as shocked as you. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied. Tied. Tied to the mule. Holy Ghost crusaders turn their nose at my behavior. Due respect to all the saviors, but we're all just molecules. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. Mine picked up some stubble somewhere south of Timbuktu. I'm tied to the mule. 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 He hides behind them blinders. He sure looks a lot like you. Tied to the mule. There you go. Pretty fun, right? I bury my affliction. I shoulder my addiction. I'm a man of my convictions, still learning all the rules. I got a southern disposition. It comes out in my diction. I'm more fact than fiction, probably 12% a fool. I love that line. I'm tied to the mule. Some people were asking, when I turned this song in, one of the guys totally got it, and one of the guys didn't. And I said, being tied to the mule means, hell are gone, it's you and the mule. And I see the mule as all of my faults, all of my character flaws. And you love me or hate me, I'm tied to it. By now, I'm turning 60 tomorrow. By now, if there ain't been no changes for anything better than where I'm at now, it's probably not going to happen. So I'm tied to the mule. I'm not everybody's flavor. I'm more knock it back than saber. Ain't nobody here in danger. I'm just here to keep it cool. I ain't into no transition to a higher up position. There's a lot of brain cells missing in the deep end of the pool. I'm tied to the mule. Tied to the mule. He hides behind them blinders, so I'm just as shocked as you. I'm tied to the mule. And then that last little verse, Holy Ghost crusaders turn their nose at my behavior. Due respect to all the saviors, but we're all just molecules. I'm tied to the mule, tied to the mule. Mine picked up some stubborn somewhere south of Timbuktu, and I'm tied to the mule. So that is that. I'm telling you, if I was, by the way, that vocal is covered up in reverb and distortion to kind of hide the thing that's going on with my vocals, which I still had to punch in a few things, but that was actually a pretty fun vocal to do because the nastier the better, you know. I didn't have to sound pretty on that, so that helped a lot. So anyway, yeah, I'm actually gonna probably do another video immediately after this one, so I'm not gonna make this too much longer. It's 8:57, but with that, hopefully whatever you're tied to is a pretty positive situation. You know, I hope you're not too tied into addictions or habits or things that are gonna wind up killing you. And if you are, you know, the day's still young. I remember somebody told me one time while I was trying to get sober, and said, well, you know, you don't have to go in a 24-hour period to get a day. You can just start your day right now. And I would make a mistake or something would go wrong. I'd be, okay, that's it. My day's starting here. And I'd try to get through the day without doing this or that. Sometimes it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. This is my day now. But slowly but surely, you know, I put a few things together and it worked out. So anyway, that's that. Tied to the mule. If I was a man making records, I am pretty positive that I would put that song on a Travis record because I do love that song. So anyway, I hope you love it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.